it's showing some evolution from the last batch of game deciding bros. This is pretty good. Okay, this is interesting. I got an opportunity to do something here, and I'm liking it. Okay, good. I'm thankful. YouTube, welcome back to another batch of game deciding brawls. This one poses as a sequel to the last video where I had suspicions that the Elo gods they were testing me by giving me a bad batch, trying to essentially attempting to give me a little bit of a bad mentality to carry out for my next batch and end up losing all of those games because of my bad performance. That was their test, their attempt, and the only way to see if that did take place is by looking into this batch and see exactly if that did come to fruition. One way to find out, you know what we're gonna do. We're playing against Orn again in this one. I don't really like Orn because of his safe persona and play style. It's kind of boring, but it is top lane. These things do take place. But let's see exactly what ended up happening. There's actually a couple of instances that I want to go over this match before we go into the next match and the last match. So with that being said, let's go right in. Okay, so I'm level 4, he's level 3. I believe he now gets level 4, and now we're basically scrapping right now, and he ends up flashing away. That was pretty close. He ignites me. Oh, right, because he's getting assistance from his jungler. His jungler also flashes forward, so I burn 3 summoner spells, but I end up dying, so there's a little bit of a trade-off right there. I suppose Lee Sin could have maybe cleaned up and killed the Orn afterwards, but we have to understand that was never going to take place because Lee Sin is on my team. I don't really get ganks like that, so it's not in a shape or form to like start complaining. No, it's something I need to keep in mind, because hey, if my jungler is on a repetitive basis not ganking me, shouldn't I really learn that? Shouldn't I know that that's the case? And shouldn't I like adapt to that situation? For example, knowing that was the case, maybe I shouldn't have stepped up that far ahead, you know? That's something I could think about. So yeah, I did play a little bit bad here, you know? Made some bad decisions, pushed up against the Ignite, and especially a champion that relies on ganks, relies on assistance. So yeah, there was a bit of bad coming from me. I don't think I could have killed any of them because there was too much CC and there was Ignite that I had to deal with. And they still had some damage that I wasn't going to be able to dispatch. So with that being said, let's go to the next instance, because this laning phase is actually still not over. Okay, so we're 9 minutes in, going into 10 minutes, I believe. Maybe I could do something right here. I got just a little bit of magic resist, but mostly HP. Looking to see maybe we could do something against the Orn. Okay, so for some reason I even missed my Q. That's definitely not good. We did a mistake right there, and I believe Shen is gonna kill me right there. There's not really anything I'm gonna do. He just flashed forward for me. Okay, so in my 2 deaths, I burned 2 people's flashes. I suppose I'm not that useless because I am basically someone who's just burning people's summoner spells. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. I didn't notice this. So why is she helping? Okay, so this is a revelation. The enemy top laner has 3 instances of people assisting him, whilst I have 1. This goes back to the first death. The enemy top laner is the one that is getting helped, and I should have known that. I didn't know that, and now I'm suffering the consequences of it. How am I not paying attention to something so... It's happening in my face, and I'm not doing anything about it. Matter of fact, maybe I deserve those 2 deaths for not taking... Yeah, and you're probably thinking, yeah, but there's gonna be games where where he's gonna get the one. Yeah, that's not me though. That's not me. I need to focus on me. I need to focus on what happens with my games. You know, I don't get ganks. The only ganks I get is that one, which turns into a 2v2. So let's not think about that kind of stuff. All right, let's think about what actually happened. And what actually happened is that he got assistance, a lot more assistance than I did, and I need to adapt to that kind of thing. So maybe playing that aggressive into him ain't really the best call to make. He's gonna get assistance more than one, and I have to deal with that somehow. So me, this is a mistake of lack of preparation, lack of perception. I could have fixed this. I believe anyway. But enough rambling on. This game is kind of done. He's just gonna get more assistance throughout the rest of the game, and there's not really any more value to extract other than I should have kind of changed the way I played about that. Okay, and this one I'm playing against Yorick. For context, I'm one death in because of the Iron. It's not really, and also this champion is kind of strong. There's not really anything Darius can really do unless he makes a mistake, which I think I was perceptive to, seeing as he misused his W, and I saw an opportunity to eventually clobber him and get rid of him from my lane. This is pretty good. Actually, a little bit of an improvement from last game, but thankfully Ivan was on the other side of the map, so I had full reign. This is adaptation. I'm not gonna lie to you. I see something that happened, see two mistakes that was taking place, Ivan not being here, and Jorica misusing his W, and I capitalized on it. This is good. It's a little bit of an improvement from last one. You know what I'm talking about? There was, like I said, I needed to learn from mistakes, and that's exactly what took place. Well, that's pretty good. But as for what happened for the rest of the game, yeah, I kept beating him, but not really anything was taking place. It was the Akshan who ended up doing everything he wanted in this match. It's just a game where he could do a lot because I don't see any assassins. The only thing I see is champions he's probably going to kill one way or the other. So yeah, and he's just cleaning up. So that's just his nature. But I did my part of the job. But in terms of like special plays, nah. Unfortunately, none of that happened. All I did was watch special plays from Action. That's the best I could do. Okay, last match, and for context, I was playing against Volibear, and I did thoroughly beat the crap out of him, which is good. It's showing some evolution from the last batch of game deciding bros. This is pretty good. Okay, this is interesting. I got an opportunity to do something here, and I'm liking it. Okay, good. I'm thankful that Vayne was in some kind of like skirmish somewhere in the mid lane, so that she had to use her E on someone else, and she didn't have E to put me down. This is very good. It was an opportunity that I took. Pretty nice. GG. But for the rest of the game, what exactly did take place? Well, not really much more because, I believe... Hold on, I remember this. Misfortune wasn't doing any damage. Yeah, but she's 3-4. Should I expect her to do any damage? Nah, I shouldn't have been there in the first place. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because if she doesn't have the damage to put she doesn't have the stats to put anyone down. These items aren't enough. Not at this stage of the game. She needs more. She's not strong enough. So I definitely did make a mistake by even being there in the first place. So yeah, this video, there's quite a few things I could have taken away from it, but I still did better than last video. So there's good and bad that I can take from it, which is pretty good. Nice. All right, now let's go to the post game screen so that we can round everything up. All right, following on from last video, which was that Renekton game that was the last match, we ended up playing later on stream, and we did 5 more matches. In this one, I got camped. I didn't die too many times, which is the best you can really do in a situation like this. But more than that, another thing you can really do, which is the prime, like... The number one thing you should do is make sure you don't tilt in the next few matches, should I say, depending on how many matches you're going to play after that. And that's really the goal here. And did I accomplish that? In the next match, same thing happened. It was the same duo, by the way. I ended up still pretty much doing the same score. It's just my team changed, and we had the broken champion on our team, which they didn't focus at all. They didn't care about doing that. Malzahar and Elise only cared about killing one player, and that was me. Maybe sometimes whenever I wasn't around, they wanted to kill the Vex, but yeah, that was pretty much all that took place this game. But we go into the next match, which was up against the Ornn. I suffered a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we went 3 matches where I would say, were they low value? I can't say they were mid value, because did I play too well? I couldn't say so. But I'm gonna have to say low value. I wouldn't say I played bad though. This, unfortunately, a match like this, even though you saw at 12 minutes, I only had 2 deaths. They still continued to pile up on me. It's just things that took place. But I believe that I persevered, because once they stopped camping me, which was what happened in these first 3 matches, I ended up crushing people. I crushed the Yorick because Ivan stopped going top lane, and I suppose that's growth, because this is the test that the Elo gods are really trying to do. They're giving you some bad matches. They're giving you some a bad batch, and it's really to see that when you are given an opportunity to have like a cleaner laning phase, are you going to perform? And that's exactly what I did. You see, you must have thought that all of this yapping, all of these things that I'm saying about, oh, they're giving me a bad batch, is all for show, all just copium and all of that. No, that's the system. That's how it works. They're gonna give you a couple of matches where you get camped and you get the worst case scenario, and then when you are given an opportunity to perform, do you perform, or do you now play bad because of your thinking of the bad matches? And this is what happened. I passed the test. That's what I did. So I ended up beating him. Were there any like special plays? Not really. Not necessarily. So this is like a mid-value game. And now we have this match, which I believe was a high-value game, because yes, not only did I play well as I expected to, but I also managed to pull out a play. The victory is cool and all, but it wasn't really what made everything super high value. So is this a bad batch? It's a better batch than last video, so there's that to discuss. But we only had one high value, one mid value, then 3 low value. It is still somewhat of a bad batch, I'm not gonna lie to you. But there was much more that I could extract from this batch than the last batch, so I'm happy about that. And funny enough, this is what because from last video I actually demoted to diamond, but from this video I got back to master tier on both accounts. Both queues, same thing, whatever. With that being said, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice rest of your day. Check out my links in the description below. I mixed everything in this outro. That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, have a nice rest of your day, and peace late.
Keep up the effort.
UAV in the turn. Reporting hostile contact.
Shotgun 49 is low.